Hi Gemini, welcome to your May 2023 Astrotarot with me, Raphael from Reydiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, my readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign. So whether you're a sun, moon or rising sign Gemini, this is for you. Although if you are only going to watch one, I do advise that you watch your ascendant. It's likely to be the most accurate because I'm using a lot of astrology in these now. With that said, they are general readings. Not everything's going to resonate with everybody, and that is just fine. You should always use your own discernment. Before we start, as always, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity, and abundance. And I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise, and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I am going to pop these to the side because those will be for your weeks of the month and your moons. And we are going to get into your Astro Tarot. So the first transit that I would like to look at, and actually I forgot to mention, if you are celebrating your birthday this month, a happy damn birthday to you. I truly hope you have a wonderful solar return. Remember to fill the day of your birthday with a little bit of everything that you want this whole entire year ahead to have in it for you. All right, so with that said, on the 8th of May, Venus, the lady, the goddess, is coming into your second house of money, finances, resources. Venus loves the second house because she naturally is the ruler of Taurus, and Taurus is the second sign. It's coming into your money sector, so she's going to be giving you. She's going to be doing great work here, but she's going to be sweetening the deals. She's going to be enhancing your earning potential. If you've got deals that you want to make, or if there are things that you need to ask for of a monetary nature, this is a great time to tap into or lean into this energy. She's going to be doing good work here as well. It might also bring you gifts from other people. And this is really important. Like, if you get gifts and people pay you compliments or they just want to give you stuff, welcome it with open arms. Don't do that whole, oh no, it's all right. Because if you do that, you're blocking your blessings. Stay open, all right? Because there could be many of them. In order to collect or make good on this stuff, lean in, right? Absolutely lean in. To appease the Venus within you, or the Venusian sphere in your life, spoil yourself a little, right? The second house is value, it's self-worth, self-esteem, and I believe deeply in my being, the more the amount of money that you can earn is in direct proportion to how you value yourself and how you feel about yourself, and it stands totally to reason. You have to believe and act as if you are worthy of all of the blessings that she can give. Feed yourself the good food, right? Buy the pricey bottle of wine. Get the fancy face cream or the golf clubs, whatever it is, right? If you're a guy and you're watching this and you're thinking, well, how do I do the Venus thing for myself, Raph? I'm not really going to do a face mask and all of that, although you might, you never know. I'm seeing loads of burly guys in the bath now with a cup of wine and a face mask. That's usually me. Don't worry about it. I'm there with you, brother. Jokes aside, pamper yourself. The way that you would let someone else or want somebody else to pamper yourself. That's you feeding into that Venus energy. Get a massage, right? Indulge Venus and she will bring you more of that. She's not like a Jupiterian amplifier, but she's definitely a sweetener. For this, you have the Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, Capricorn woman, a Taurus, Capricorn or a Virgo woman. You got this with the Five of Swords, okay? And you got this with the Hierophant card. Whoever she is, she's very likely to be an Earth sign woman, a Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo. Now, you've got this here with the Hierophant, and it's interesting because the Hierophant is number 5, and you've also got the Five of Swords. 2 5s represents a vigil, and this is really about where your focus, your intention, or your energy is going because of your attention. And so it's really, really important that you hold the right intention or vibration for yourself. And also, going back to what I said earlier about blocking your blessings, this literally looks to me, it's almost like someone wants to give you something, to work with you, to offer you something, and it's almost like you're refusing to take it. Why? a gift is a gift, right? And obviously, unless there's any like weird strings and stuff attached, in which case, thanks but no thanks. Right? But be open to it. So, the next transit on the 11th of May, this one's, the reason I've highlighted this one is because it's potentially going to be a bit gnarly. So the day of the 10th, the day of the 11th, and the day of the 12th, those are the days of the month that are looking a little bit more intense than we like our intense, okay? Now, that's the transit window, but specifically it comes exact on the 11th of May, right? The moon is going to conjunct Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius, and that is going to oppose Mars in the sign of Cancer. Now, for those of you that are astrology sort of savvy, you're probably thinking, hang on a sec, that doesn't make sense. It's what we call a dissociated opposition. So it is by orb, you know, but when you look at the orbs, it's enough to be considered an opposition. I'm certainly taking it as one because I really do feel this is going to be, it's going to be, right? Now, that being said, it is, like I say, it's dissociated. It's kind of, it's not by sign, right? Usually an opposition would have to be one sign to the other, but this is by orb, and it's still going to, I think this one's going to be quite intense. So for you, this is happening in your 9th house. So if you've had any legal situations going on in the background, any big sort of paperwork, applications for visas, etc., this could bring something to a head. There could be some kind of a crescendo that shows up for you. It might also, I will say as well, because it's 9th house and 9th house is broadcasting, be very careful. Like if you send emails to clients, if you send things out on like a, you know, like a broadcast, if you send things out, like if you do YouTube, if you write a blog, if you know, send a newsletter or anything like that, just be a little bit careful about your wording and the things that you say at this time, because the chances are, you know, if you create a clash, it's one that will potentially run away with itself. And once it's out there, you know, there's no kind of bringing it back. As it's opposed to Mars in Cancer, the ruler of your 11th and your 6th houses, it could potentially be a costly battle that you just don't want to get into, right? So don't initiate any battles at this time, but if someone brings you one, respond to it, right? And that's what you want to do. So if you've got a beef with somebody, this is not the time to start it, all right? Because the chances are it'll end up costing you way more than you want it to. You don't want to initiate anything on this because Pluto is the final word. With this, you've got the 9 of Cups, so that could be a satisfactory ending to a legal matter or situation with the 9 of Pentacles. The two most beneficial 9s of the energies, right? And 2 9s represents receipt. So if someone comes at you with any kind of crap, Gemini got them receipts ready, okay? I love this. 9 of Cups, that's bringing some kind of healing as well. So this could bring maybe a reconnection in some regard. I'm going to say, right, it's Moon conjunct Pluto. Moon, feelings, right? Comfort, all of that. Pluto, intensity. So we're all going to be in the feels to an extreme at this time, but there is a potential to fix or to mend something here if you're willing to have that hard conversation. And then you've got this wall with the 9 of Wands, right? So 2 9s is receipts, 3 9s is success. So if anybody launches any kind of shit, if you've got a right, even the cards that came before spell out a dispute. If you've got any kind of dispute, any kind of legal problem, issue, even if this is someone calling you out on something, but you decide to respond to it and say, no, you know what, I'm not taking it lying down, you come out the victor. You come out the success, all right? So stick with it, you're good. On the 16th of May, Jupiter, the Lord of abundance and blessings and expansion and growth, is coming into your 12th house, the hidden part of your chart. It's like the deepest part of you. And I call the 12th house is the space in the chart and within you that houses the door to the spirit world. It's the part, it houses, you know, the part of you that connects to the cosmos, to the world, to the all of that, or to the all of everything, as I like to call it. That's hidden in the 12th, right? It's the intangible, immaterial world. It's the world of sleep and dreams and impression. It's, interestingly enough, the 12th house is the space that I would say that the high priestess resides in. That's where she lives. All right. If with this, because it's Jupiter, Jupiter is blessings. It also represents protection. And so when Jupiter comes into the 12th house of the chart, it represents what I call true guardian angel energy. Now, that doesn't mean you have permission to go and be reckless and get buck wild out here, although, you know, there's always space in life to get a little buck wild. Right? But you don't rely on it and say, well, you know, Jupiter's in my 12th, so I can fuck around and find out, because you will probably still find out. It's kind of like when a parent says, well, you know, you did this for yourself, now you got to fix the mess. But if you have situations arise that are truly unfair, that are completely unforeseen, or, you know, come completely out of the blue, it kind of just puts a little angel's wing of protection or cloak around you. It's a beautiful transit. So this could be great. Now, what I'd also put here for you as well, this is otherworldly protection of sorts. And it could be things or people that work for you behind the scenes. So people could be talking you up, bigging you up and saying, yeah, you know, you wanted this thing, this is the person to go to, and you're not even in the room. You don't even know that conversation's happening, but people are working for you behind the scenes. So that could be lovely. It's as the ruler of your career house in the 10th and your 7th house of relationships, this could be, and I know I keep saying it, but there's just so much energy around this for you guys at the minute. So at least one of you will potentially find someone who feels like a soulmate, a loving embrace, or a connection that kind of feels like you've known this person before or from another life. If you're single, it potentially brings like the one. Not a guarantee. Remember, it's also a 12-month transit. So it's not like, oh yeah, Jupiter's in the 12th, that's it, bang. You know, it's going to take time, and it's got other things to do while it's there as well. If you're partnered, this could mend or heal a relationship in some way, or just make it stronger and deeper. For that, you've got the Death card. Endings, completions, culminations, with the Four of Wands, right? So what's interesting, my little tarot geek brain, the Death card is number 13. 1 and 3 gives you 4. 2 4s represents insomnia. But 4s are about stabilities and foundations. And then you've got this with the 8 of Swords. So for some of you, this could literally speak to the need or the desire to no longer be single. It could also be where you free yourself of some old shackle, some old past issue, challenge, some old hurt, maybe even some old self-sabotaging tendency, or what's the word that I'm looking for? Some kind of hang up that you have could literally be coming to an end here. And it's like, when it happens, you might feel this as like, you know when you're really upset and your chest, you know, like you've been crying and everything, and your chest just aches and your throat aches, and you're just like, it just won't go. And then you have a moment where something happens, maybe someone makes you laugh, or you finally feel like you've got it out of your system. I've had this a lot just recently, right? But you feel it and it cracks, and you're like, oh, I can breathe again, right? That's what I think this is going to do for you. So, you know, I haven't probably talked it up in the best way, but I think it could be very healing. And then finally, on the 21st of May, so if you are a very early Gemini, this is obviously for you, happy birthday. But on the 21st of May, Mars is going to move into the sign of Leo. It's going to come in at that 0 degree. And this is in your 3rd house of communications. It's going to start to boost your communications. It's going to start to really ramp things up. Expect yourself to be even busier than usual, even more communicative. Potentially, Mars in the 3rd can bring harsh words or tough conversations. It could be making things fun and exciting. It could also be, like I say, a lot busier than you're expecting. And it might, you know, and that's been saying something, because you guys tend to be quite, you know, you're prolific when it comes to communicating. You're always going somewhere, networking, you know, interacting with people, etc. There could be a lot of this going on, right? Like more so than usual. Now, It could also bring you a boost to your vitality. So it makes you busier, but you do it with ease and with finesse because you've got the energy for it. This could also be where you start to get really proactive about refining some kind of skill that you have. So really paying close attention as well to travel matters or legal matters, and especially because the third house is it's local travel, weekend breaks, all of that kind of stuff. If you've got travel plans, they potentially need to be adjusted, especially because the Mars at this point is going to be opposed to Pluto, which for you is going to be in the 9th house. So the third 9th house axis is an educational axis. So there's something about learning, studying, refining skills, honing skills, maybe dropping something or letting go of a service that you're no longer wanting to offer. Maybe it's pulling something off the shelf and saying, right, this is either not ready, it's not performing, so I'm going to do it at another date and it will be better then. To clarify, you have the Hermit card, you've got the 7 of Cups, okay, and you've got the 5 of Pentacles. So it is a potential here. I got to be honest with you because it's a lot of energy. Now the beauty of that Mars in 0 degrees of Leo, it's going to be sextile to the Sun at 0 degrees on this day, the 21st of May. It's going to be sextile to the Sun in your sign. So that's providing an opportunity for you to push something forward. But again, in order to do that, there's something else that you're going to have to let go at the same time. So it's kind of like a dual energy. It does provide opportunity though. And you know, that Hermit with the 7 of Cups, this is you taking something back to the drawing board to figure out what you actually want or where you really envision something is actually going. So that could be good. And with the 5 of Pentacles, maybe it's a financial hit of some sort where you think, you know, okay, that's a ball ache, but no worries because ... So for the weeks of your month, let's have a look what comes up for the first week of May 2023. You have, oh, okay, the cards have spoken, and it is your card. Look at that, the Magician, right? So your first week of the month, you are going to be all up in your own mojo. You're going to be feeling your energy. I don't know if you can see that very clearly, but yeah, I really love this for you guys because that's you coming into the month very strong and, you know, with a clear sort of path. It's almost like you're kind of very aware of where you're going. The second week of the month, I mean, look, right? Funnily enough, your season doesn't start until the second half of the month, but the Gemini energy, be real, y'all. You are making it known. Look at this, right? The Lover's card is Gemini. The Magician card is Mercury. So you show up very strong in this first half of the month. And the Lover's card with the Magician, that is you choosing a connection, or so in terms of a relationship, that's potentially connecting with somebody that is a mover and a shaker. If you're single, you could be connecting with a power player who's got all of the, you know, they just got all the stuff going on and you're like, damn. Right? Or maybe just maybe you meet somebody that's got all of the status and all of the everything and they're looking at you like, damn, right? So there's definitely an attraction here of some sort. If you're partnered, you're looking at your partner and being like, wow, like you have come a long way and I'm so happy and proud to see it, or vice versa. There's a big choice to make here though in this second week of the month, one that potentially is a game changer for you. It will require bravery, and that Mars in the 3rd will definitely be giving you that. So as we come into your season, you've got the Hierophant card. So seeing something through to completion here, potentially attaching yourself to a bigger or larger institution, potentially choosing the more traditional route of something. So where usually you guys like to innovate, you like a little bit of everything, and you like that eclectic feel, I'm going to do some of this, I'm going to do some of that, This suggests that you choose, the Lover's card, the more established or the more traditional route for whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. And then in the 4th week of the month, you've got the Justice card. That is a hell of a lot of air energy to start with. That's the first thing we need to talk about. The Magician card can also be Virgo energy because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. But Look, right, so you've got a double emphasis of earth, and you've also got a double emphasis of air. These are somewhat opposing energies or elements, and so there is potentially a feeling of that in the background. All right, so just something to be mindful of. This fourth week of the month, if you are having any or legal stuff or situations go on, because that's a partnership. That's, I mean, this actually could literally speak to a marriage, a proposal. And remember, marriages and proposals aren't just personal or intimate. They can also be businesses. This can be mergers. This could be where you start working with or alongside somebody and you think, yeah, you know what, we're going to take this to a different space between us. So that could be really nice. And then finally, for your moons, let's get into it. I'm not going to go into great detail with the moons as usual, and that's just because obviously I'm doing full moon and new moon astrology reports. In fact, that card seemed to want out, so we're gonna pick you. What do you have to say? So for your new moon message, you've got the gate 36 and the greener grass. We saw this a lot in the pandemic when we had the great resignation and people were just moving left and right and just walking out of everything. And the funny thing is, the year before that all started, when I did the year ahead videos, I was like, there's just mass migration of people. There's just people leaving and walking away from like everything. What the hell is going on? You know, and at the time, all you can see is the patterns, the trends, and the themes, and you're like, okay, I don't really know. I just know that this is happening. I remember reading for someone who's very, very close to me and being like, there's no way, like the signature of the cards was like prison. And I was like, I know this woman. She's not going to jail. Like, it's impossible. It's like, it's literally, I mean, it's always possible for everybody because you never know, right? But, you know, like, you just, right, you never know. But I was like, no, but I said to her, you're not going anywhere. I said to her, you're stuck in your home. You're not allowed to go anywhere. You're just stuck. Like, you're being kept at home. And that was a similar message that had come up for a few people. And I was like, I don't know what's going on here. And, you know, then 2020 happened. So there's that. But yeah, this card, the new moon in Taurus is basically trying to show you, because this new moon is going to be for you in the 12th house. This is where you get to reboot your karmic sector. And I gotta say, because the 12th house can be the space of self-sabotage, that new moon for you is basically saying don't walk for something until you absolutely have concrete proof that you are getting what is being sold to you. All right, just be really, really sure. Your full moon, you got the gate 55 and abundance. That's going to be a full moon lunar eclipse in the sign of Scorpio. Okay, like so, Scorpio. Okay. This is a beautiful card because it basically suggests that the universe is effectively saying to you, I have your best interests at heart. That full moon lunar eclipse for you is happening in your 8th house as well, so worth mentioning. 8th house is other people's money, finances and resources. So you are potentially this month you're releasing one source of income, but you're getting another one right back. Okay, so be open to this. Trust that the universe really is steering you in the right space and place. With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. Have a fantastic month. Let me know in the comments how it shapes up. Take care, and I'll see you soon.